Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of Spooky News from Spooky Ventures. This is the April 14th, 2023 Spooky News Show. I've got quite a bit of news for you, but there are some things to get out of the way first. First, remember that the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel is just one piece of the Spooky Ventures puzzle. We also have a main page at spookyventures.com and a Cafe Press store at cafepress.com/spookyventures. Secondly, remember that all things Spooky Ventures are supposed to be interactive, so please interact. You can do that by liking our videos, sharing our videos, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. If you know of something I should talk about in a news segment, please let me know. And similarly, if you have a suggestion for someone I should interview, get in touch about that too. Secondly, remember that if you want more information on any of the news pieces I talk about here, there are two places to find the sources for all the stories. The first is the details section of this video. The second one is if you stick around after I'm done talking, I include all the source URLs in the video itself. With all that out of the way, let's get to the news for this time around. We're going to start with a piece of real estate news near Baird, Texas. It made news in March and is still on the market when last I checked in early April. The place has doors that are caskets, skeletons hanging from the ceiling, and all kinds of creepiness, including scenes that look like they're straight out of a haunted attraction. Of course, that's because the house was literally used for that purpose and left in that state when listed for sale. Now, the pictures make it look like the perfect home for any of the spooky tribe. I know it looks really cool to me. I'm going to grab a few pics from the real estate listing to show you and hope I don't get in trouble for that. However, be sure to check the link to see more of the creepy, crazy goodness that is this home listing. It's a bit over the top, but in a great spooky way, and you can get it for $125,000 because that's the listing price. From real estate, we turn our attention to comic books. First, we're going to be looking at the IDW Comics. They're making news with a new horror miniseries set on a cursed island. It's said to be blood-soaked and sees the return of Steve Niles to IDW. Niles is probably best known as the guy behind the comic book 30 Days of Night that spawned a series of films along with another number of other creepy titles that he did. The new series, titled Brymore, is set to hit stores in June. Next up, we turn our attention to a piece of news that has elements of real estate news, but is actually movie news. I'm sure that you've heard of movies that were filmed in locations that were said to be haunted. The first one that comes to mind for me is the miniseries of The Shining that was actually filmed in the Stanley Hotel. In case you don't remember, the Stanley was the inspiration for the book The Shining and is said to be haunted. I know I've heard of other movies shot in haunted places too, but they just don't come to mind immediately for me. Well, an upcoming movie called The Clock was filmed in a home that is said to be one of Tampa Bay's most haunted houses. The movie is going to be about a clock that is possessed by demons, but filming took place inside a 141-year-old house that has stories of hauntings associated with it. Now, though the article I used for a source gives the address, I'm not going to do so, because it is a privately owned house, and the owner gets frustrated with people asking to come in, so I'm not going to contribute to that problem. While the current owner is a skeptic who doesn't believe the home is haunted, the crew apparently experienced some sounds they attributed to ghosts. Now, there's no word if anything was captured on video that will make it into the actual movie, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see the movie or see if the crew make any more interviews about it. Turning to television, fans of Destination Fear are not going to be happy. That's because after 4 seasons, the Travel Channel has canceled the paranormal reality show. So there will be no 5th season for the Minnesota-based team of investigators. That brings us to the end of the actual news. As always, I'm going to run down some pertinent dates on our spooky calendar. You can find the calendar at the main page at spookyventures.com. Just scroll down that page and you'll find the link near the bottom. This time around, we have a lot of movie openings to mention. Now, I get these dates from Fandango, and I don't know from their posting whether these are general theatrical releases or what. So if something piques your interest, you should go looking for more information to find out if it's somewhere near you to go check out. Today sees the opening of Renfield, the horror comedy starring Nicolas Cage as Dracula. I'm looking forward to seeing that one quite a bit. It looks pretty cool from the trailers. Nefarious and The Pope's Exorcist also open today. Half Sisters is set to open this Sunday, and The New Hands comes on Tuesday. A couple more movies I'm looking forward to open next Friday the 21st. Those two are Evil Dead Rise and the new version of Salem's Lot. The Tank opens the same day. Well, that's the end of this spooky news segment. I hope to have another one for you sometime next month. This time of year there isn't that much spooky news, so it gets a little hard to get enough stuff. In the meantime, remember to always keep it spooky, because it's a lifestyle, not a season. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.